It became Kenyatta Day in 1963, when now Kenyatta becomes the president, and now by law, the Constitution recognized 20th of October as Kenyatta Day for the first time. So Kenyatta Day was celebrated from 1963 to 2010. Then 2010 we reverted to Mashujaa Day, the Heroes Day, to now bring in all the heroes and recognize all the heroes who participated, not just Kenyatta, who was seen to be the leader of the revolution.
David, okay, you wanted to add something?
Let me just add in something important which I've noted from Arnold and Oscar's discussion. Arnold has been, his clarion call has been Article 43, and how the socio-economic rights are supposed to be exercised in this republic, and to start with health. And you compound that with what Oscar said. Just yesterday I was having a very interesting discussion with some of my students, and interestingly I teach labor law. What Oscar said is the aspect of there are some sectors which are not supposed to be unionized, or which are not supposed to go on strike. And the fact that you just mentioned that health, and you compound that with what Arnold is talking about, the Constitution, then there is a missing gap. The missing gap is what he said, that we need to have our health sector to be taken care of very well, that they can also be removed from the list of people who can be able to strike. Because when you bring in the aspect of somebody who is in critical care, and then the doctors are on strike, the nurses are on strike, that person is literally dead. How do we ascertain, or how do we arrive at what Article 43 anticipates, that the highest attainable, this person's right to life has already been taken away by this action? So it's very important that we be able to look at things from that perspective, and even be able to ensure that the welfare of doctors is something we take to heart and deal with at the highest level, so that we can move them from the cluster of people who are allowed to exercise or enjoy their labor laws fully, but limit them to the level that we ensure that their welfare. You see, the police cannot be able to strike. The prison officers cannot be able to strike. They are off the list of
even
people
the
the KDF, they can also not strike. So if you can have the doctors and the nurses not being able to go on strike, but they are allowed to agitate for their right to welfare in a certain manner, like the soldiers do, and the police and the prison warden, then we will have actually satisfied the anticipation which is given in the Constitution in attaining highest attainable levels of health care. Because otherwise we'll be speaking from both sides of the mouth. We have our Labor Act, which does not have the health professionals in that list of people who cannot strike. But we have a Constitution which speaks boldly that, and the number one